Welcome back. I'm going to continue doing more of what I was doing before. I ended with my ball at the squash position. Each one of these bounces is 1 second. So we're actually multiplying each of these numbers by 2. So we really ended on frame 24. Our next frame is 2 times 13, which is 26. So I'm going to move up to 26. I need to change this object so that it is round again. So let me just change my scale. 1 on the X, 1 on the Y, and 1 on the Z. It's round. I'm going to G, move it up a little bit. So G, Shift Y, move it up along my curve just a tad. I want it to show the transition between being squashed, round, and then stretched. Insert the keyframe. You have to hover your cursor. If you have your cursor down here, it's not going to insert anything. Make sure your cursor is hovering over what you're working on. Insert loc rot scale. Let's go ahead and stretch it. I know that the X is going to be the narrow side this time, so 0.7 is the predetermined number. And this was 1.3. We're going up to frame 14, which is really 2 times 14, which is 28. And when I hit G, it is moving. Shift Y, it's now moving only in the XZ plane. I'm going to grab that ball, move that up so that the center is kind of around my 14 mark, drop it there, and now I need to stretch it. So the X will be the narrow side, 0.7, and the Y will be the 1.3. I need to rotate it. What did I have it at? 12? So 12, and rotates that a little bit over to the side. That's perfect. Insert loc rot scale. Now the next place, I want it to turn into a circle up here at keyframe 17. So at 17, that's 2 times 17 is 34. So let's head up to 34. And we're gonna go ahead and hit G and Shift Y and move that up so the center is right up there at the 11 mark that I created. And let's change it so that the Y rotation is 0 again, so that the scale is at 1 again for the X, Y, and Z, and that turns it into a circle again. We are going to keyframe that at 34, so insert loc rot scale. I've been move that up to the next spot, which was keyframe 18. So 2 times 18 is 36. Move up to 36. I'm going to have to G, Shift Y, and move that back up there again because I forgot to move my playhead forward. I'm telling you guys, it's really important stuff here. Loc rot scale. Move the playhead forward to 38. G, Shift Y, bring that over to my next spot. Insert loc rot scale. Bring my playhead forward. G, Shift Y. It's looking good. Insert loc rot scale. Now I just need to come back down here. Looks like 22, which would be 44. So I'm going to go to 44. And that's where I want it to start to stretch. G, Shift Y, bring it down to about there. Let's stretch it, doing the X narrow, so that's the 0.7, and the Y long, that's the 1.3. And let's rotate it, -12. We're gonna insert that keyframe. Insert loc rot scale. Let's go forward, 44, 45, 46, and let's G, Shift Y, bring it down just a tad. And then change your scale to 1, 1, 1, so that you've got that circle again. Insert that loc rot scale and move your playhead up to 48. And now you're at 2 seconds. We're going to G, Shift Y, bring that down a little bit. And let's go ahead and squash it. So the X will be the long side, 1.3, and the Z will be the short side, 0.7. Let's bring the rotation back to 0 so it's not tilted. And I insert loc rot scale. You did it. Let's change the end of our time frame to 48 and hit enter. Let's watch it. Boing, boing. Oh, it looks so good, you guys. You could apply this to other characters. Things that you're doing besides bouncing balls, squishing faces. Let's pause that. We're gonna do the exact same thing. So I will continue with mine and you continue with yours, and let's come back and meet at the end. Make sure that you grabbed your select tool. I'm going to see if adding auto keying will speed up my process. So I'm going to find out. So I'm going to click auto key, and I'm going to go up to my next keyframe, which is 62, G, Shift Y, and I'm going to drop it here, and boom, it automatically set my keyframe. So go up to 64, G, Shift Y, set it there. Boom, automatically set my keyframe. So this might be a good time to use that just to make sure that you don't forget to insert, and it'll help you kind of get into a groove and remember to push your playback ahead so that you don't keep adding the same keyframe to the same spot. We're just going to start making it roll away. One 13, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119. I'm going to go to 120 and I'll move it over here so I don't have to keep setting them all. So I'm just going to go 120. Let's take that right over there to the end. And hopefully that is the good timing. Let's find out. I have to extend my end to 120. It's not playing the end. Here we go. I'm going to press pause, and I'm just going to select this one keyframe. I think I'll move it over a little bit and see if that slows the ball down. Let's find out. Or did it speed it up? It did speed it up. I want that ball to slow down. So let's try keep ending this at 130 and see if that does the trick. We can put a playhead over here. We don't have to start there every time. Let's see. It did slow it down. Good. So the further apart that was, the slower it goes. Down a little bit more. I want it to come and slow to a really nice stop. So maybe I'll go to 140. Bing. Okay, let's play. How do I get rid of these grease pencils again? Let's grab the annotate tool over here. Instead of being on item, go over to tool and click on this note. And remember, you have these eyes. So I'm going to hide both of the eyes. Let's try watching it without. If you got to that point, go ahead and take a break and come back for the next video.